for me to show you like this wonderful plant. This plant grows wild and it's easy to grow and is considered more of an invasive plant in Puerto Rico, but I'm going to tell you that this plant is absolutely wonderful as a culinary delight. They have these little pea-like fruits, and that's why they're called pea eggplants, also known as turkey berries. And flavor profile wise, it's a little bit bitter, and if you cook it well and you understand how it works with your dishes, it's an absolutely great bitter undertone to balance out your dishes. This little fruit has vitamin A, vitamin B, 1, 2, and 3, potassium and iron, and it's high in fiber. I'm going to show you how to incorporate this into a perfect dish called brahokti. Let's get started. Here we have all our ingredients for our dish brahokti. And the star of the dish, the pea eggplant or turkey berry. Then we have pork, tamarind paste, some sugar, brahok, the fermented fish paste, fish sauce, red pepper powder, some coconut milk, an onion, the ingredients for our krung, some salt. Krung. So the krung, we have the kaffir lime leaves, turmeric, ahises, which are the small sweet red peppers, right here, the galangal, garlic, and lemongrass. Okay, let's start our dish. First, we would need to pick our pea eggplant. So these have been washed already, and you pick it, you just kind of take your thumb in the top and just pop them off. Super, super simple. Last couple. All right. We will need to roast this off, and it's going to take around 20 minutes, and you do a dry roast. So don't put any oil or anything, so just heat up the pan and put these in and let it go. So we turn on the stove to a medium-low heat, and then toss these in. All right, now we have that on the stove, so let that go, and keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn. Make sure the skin gets nice and blistered, but not black. While that is cooking, we are going to go back to the table and start prepping the krung. We need to start off with the harder to pound vegetables and then go on to the lighter ones. So we'll start off with the galangal lemongrass and the turmeric with a little bit of salt, and then gradually add the lemongrass as it starts, getting a little bit more, melded together. You have to do it a little at a time because this thing is so small. All right, let's check on our pea eggplants, and this is exactly what we're looking for. The colors have dulled up a little bit, and the skins have blistered and toasted up a bit. So we're gonna turn off the heat and set this aside in a bowl to cool off, because we're going to pound them later to form like a paste. So I finished pounding the krung, and so this is the consistency we're looking for. It's very rough, it's not fine, but you can see like all the flavors have kind of melded together because of discoloration from the turmeric. And over here I have cut up the onion separately because this thing is too small to fit the onion also, so we're going to cook that separately. And we're gonna head over to the stove right now and start heating up our pan so we can start off the cooking process. So we're gonna start off by preheating the pan on a medium-high heat and add in some oil. So here I'm using coconut oil because we'll be using coconut milk, so it kind of enhances the coconut flavor. So let's put this in. And have that toast up. Alright, it's been maybe like 2 minutes, and the pea eggplants are cool enough to handle now. So I'm going to put it in the mortar and pestle and create a paste out of it. You don't have to do this. A lot of people like to keep it whole, and when they do eat it, these little eggplants can like pop in your mouth. Alright, so I'm gonna pour half of this in here and keep half of them whole, because I do like the texture of it, but not everybody does. So we're just creating a paste out of these, so you don't really have to pound it too hard. You're just popping the berries. You can hear them. Alright, so we're done with that. Scrape it off. And have this rejoin the others. Prepare it to be incorporated. So we put in a little bit more oil, and we're going to add in and cook off our porohok. And have that cook off. Now, forewarned, this has an aroma which is very unique. So toast this up, and once, okay, I can see that things are going well, then you add in your onions to sweat out. Let that sweat out. Once the onions start to get translucent is when you know when to add the meat afterwards. Alright, the onions are looking good, and we're ready to add our pork. I have here 1 pound of ground pork, and get it in there. Alright, as you're adding in your pork, you gotta think about, okay, how am I gonna spread it out so there's a lot of surface area for this ground pork to sear up. Searing is flavor, and so we spread out the pork until it sears up a little bit, so let it sit there, and then start turning it over. Alright, let's check. See, there's a little bit of color, so let's start incorporating all the herbs. Break up the meat so it'll be dippable texture. And if you could smell this, it's absolutely amazing. The lemongrass and the galangal have this unique smell to it. Alright, let's get the fish sauce and season up the pork. And also we are going to add our coconut milk to let the pork braise in the coconut. That braise, incorporate that in and let it cook down a little bit. Alright, we see here the coconut milk has evaporated a little bit, so we're going to go ahead and add the rest of our ingredients, which is the red pepper powder. This is absolutely optional, it's just I like it spicy. Red pepper powder, the tamarind paste, and a little bit of sugar to balance out the saltiness. Let's incorporate all these flavors and give it a taste. Oh, it's starting to smell like it. The tamarind paste makes a difference in the smell. Gives it a nice tang and sweetness at the same time. Let's give this a small little taste. Get a spoon and see if we need to adjust our seasonings. Actually, the seasonings are pretty spot on. If you'd like it a little bit more sour, I would say add some lime juice later, but right now it's pretty good. Has a good kick to it too. from the paste. So at this point, since you're kind of satisfied with your seasonings and everything, then you start adding the little pea eggplants. And this will thicken it up and provide a good balance to this. Now it's starting to look like a dippable dish. It's not as liquidy. And the textures are coming together. Alright, right now I'm pretty satisfied with how this looks, so we're ready to plate. So turn off the heat and we'll start putting this out. And there you have it. Our vegetable tray along with our prahokti vegetable dip. So here I have cucumbers, tomatoes, carrots, some bok choy, some lettuce, but any kind of vegetable would work. Long beans work very well, and also boiled eggplants work well with this. Well, I hope you enjoy it. Next time, if you see this plant, do not yank it. Harvest it, make a dish out of it, and share it with your friends. This is absolutely a delicious dish. The little pea eggplants balance out the dish very well with this like background of bitterness, but the main flavor that comes out is the prahok. Of course, it's called prahok kti, kti meaning coconut milk. Prahok is a little fermented fish paste. But with the textures of the pea eggplants and the crunchy vegetables, the fattiness of the coconut milk, and the nice firmness of the pork, it's absolutely a perfect dish for yourself and to share. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the little bell icon to get notifications of future videos. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.